everybody, this is Crystal with Crystal's Diversity Creations, and I want to start off this video by saying thank you so much. Today we reached 2,000 subscribers, yay! And I'm just very excited about that, and I'm extremely grateful. Thank you for watching the videos, and I hope that I continue to bring you content that pleases you, and that you'll share, that you'll like, and that you'll encourage others to subscribe to the channel. So today, what I wanted to do was a patch, a sublimation patch, and I'm going to use my embroidery machine. It's an Innovis VE 2200, and I'm going to do the embroidery border on that, and then take it over to the press a sublimation on it. And what I want to do is I want to put about 3 patches on a pair of jean shorts, and I think I want to make a matching shirt to go with it, and maybe even a cap. So we'll see how it goes. And I just want to give a shout out to Craftable Things, because I actually saw her do one, and I was all inspired because I have to do some embroidery anyway. So I had my machine out already, and when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's really interesting. So I hope you find it enjoyable as well, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So what we're going to use today, I have some black fabric, some tearaway stabilizer, and some white polyester fabric. And this is actually what allows you to be able to sublimate. So I had lots of this from when I was making masks during the early times of the pandemic. So whenever you're going to embroider, I'm going to bring you down. So to begin the process with the embroidery, you have to first hoop your fabric. So you pop out your hoop, you place your stabilizer. In this case, I'm actually using a tearaway. So I just place that on top. Then I place my fabric. Try to make it straight. Place your fabric over top of it. And then you take your hoop. You can kind of feel where the hoop is. And you want to make sure that it's stretched and covering your fabric. And then you're just going to bring it like a little bit off the table and press it in. And you have to apply a little bit of pressure, especially when you have thicker material. And you'll feel it. If you need to, you can turn this to unhook it a little bit, to unloose it a little bit. Okay, so there we have it. You just want to go around and make sure that it's tight. When it's tight, it should be like a drum. You should be able to hear that. So now we're going to go over to the machine. So this is my machine. It's the Innovis VE 2200, and we're going to load in some black thread. It'll always say to you that the carriage of the embroidery unit will move, so keep your hands, etc., away from the carriage. And you just want to make sure that it's clear for your machine to move, and you can say okay, and it's just going to clear it. And once it clears it, you're all set. So we have our fabric here on the hoop. The hoop goes in on this side here. And we do slide it there, get it all the way in, pull this down. Now we have to kind of feed this over to the side, just so that it's out of the way. So over here, I'm set up to do my patch, and what I have is, this is actually a thin line, this first one. The second one is another, just a border line. And then the one that is here that's going to take 2 minutes is the actual set and stitch, and you'll see us work through those. The first one is the line that's just going to tell us where to place our fabric over. The other one is the tack down, and that's going to be the one that actually where we put our polyester on, and then after we trim it, we'll go over to this one. So you'll see how that plays out as we go. Okay, so we bring the needle down, and then this turns green, and we're ready to stitch. We're going to start with 1. So it's doing that first stitch that I said. And I'll make the next one a little bit bigger, because I would have liked that patch a little larger than that, but we'll just go with it. I'm going to cut that thread, and then I'll get the polyester material, and what I'll do is, and this is the same process for when you're doing an appliqué. So you're just going to take the fabric. You see the stitching that's here. I should have did it in a different color. I'll do the next one in a different color. And so you just want to make sure that your fabric is covering the square, the stitching that was there. So you just do that. Then we're going to bring that needle back down. Now we're on to the next outer stitch. So it's going to do the same thing. So you can see it better on here. Okay, so now what we do is we have to go in and we want to just cut this fabric. So actually I'm going to bring it off of here so we can see it better. So these are bill scissors, and they just kind of help you get it close. And you can use those, or you can use the curve, do the same thing. In this case, I feel like these might be better. And you're just cutting along the outer edge. Okay, and then if you can get in closer, try to do that. So I actually had to pull out the smallest pair, seemed to be allowing me to get a little bit closer. And you just want to make sure that you're not moving this out of the hoop, because you won't be able to get it back if it comes out. Okay. Okay, now we'll just put it back on. Line this up on the side here. close it down. Clear your material and make sure that nothing is there. Now it's on to the last stitch. So we'll just go ahead and lower the presser foot. So it just finished up, and then we'll just go back in and just trim off this little bit of extra before we finish it off. So I'm gonna do another one, and I'm gonna try to make it a little bit bigger, and I'm gonna see what other shape we can add. So I'm gonna get that set up, and then I'll come right back. Okay, so I decided to just take this one off because I don't have enough space to do the other ones like I want to. So we're gonna go ahead and unhook this. And I'm actually gonna turn this around so I can show you how we would cut this off of here. So just getting close to it. I'm going to be mindful not to cut the actual black thread. So I want to do some larger ones, so I'm going to put it in a larger hoop. Okay. So this is what we have. And I'm gonna put it in a larger hoop for the other ones because I want to really be able to put something on here. And so what you do at the end of this is you're gonna use your heat and bond. So you're gonna use your heat and bond. And this has like a rough side on it and a smooth side. So you just want to measure your piece. I'm just going to piece this bigger. And then you'll just press it on top of there. Now it doesn't need to be that big. It just needs to be larger than the image. Okay. So this is ready for sublimation on this side, and for this to be pressed, this heat and bond to be pressed to this side, and then this patch will be ready. But I'm going to do the other ones first before I go into this process. I just wanted to finish up this patch. So it's with the little white, all I do is just kind of take a black marker, permanent marker, and go around the threading just on the outer part, because you don't want it to bleed in. So just do the edge. There you have it. So now your whole, outer edge looks black where we had the extra threads. So now we're fixed. So there we have the heart there. What you do is you take, and this is the same if you were doing an applique. You take your fabric and you just make sure that your fabric is covering that stitch so that it will give it another stitch on top of it. So now that we don't see any of the stitching, it's completely covered, we can go ahead and drop the foot, and we'll go ahead and push the green button. And this is placing the heart right over top of the previous one. Okay. Let's just get in here as close as we can without actually cutting that stitch, and just trim. And these scissors are curved to allow us to do just that. Okay, so we're gonna put this back on the machine and bring down the presser foot and go ahead and start the last stitch. Okay, so it's finished sewing, and what we would do here is actually take it off the hoop and trim it, but we're going to go ahead and add one more shape down here. So the next one we're going to do is an oval. So we're just putting this back on, and we'll go ahead below the presser foot and let it stitch out. And again, it goes over the design that was already there. And back. And this is it, just tacking down any loose threads and such before it puts that final stitching on it. So we're going to go ahead and take this off. And so now what we'll do is just cut this out. The heat bond on the back, which is actually going to make it the patch that's going to allow it to stick. So we'll just cut out the other one, and we will get the sublimation ready to go on it. The heart, the oval, and the little square. So these are the ones that we have. We're going to put these on a pair of jean shorts, and we're going to do a matching t-shirt to go with. I have the shirt done. So this is a shirt, and I have some jeans, and I'm going to do the patches. So what I basically did is I just kind of cut out the designs, just tried to like marry them up. So that's going to go on the heart, and it's the last one. I'm just going to put the t-shirt on that one. And so first, and I'm always kind of confused a little bit when you have what do you call it, multiple temperatures. So because we got to sublimate it, but we got to put the heat bond on it, I'm trying to figure out, well, how that's going to work. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to heat bond it to the jeans. Well, to the heat bond first, then to the jeans. And the reason why is because I don't want to have to put any pressure on the image and then it get distorted after it's already on the patch. So I'm going to just go ahead and do the heat bond on here first, then take that and put it to the jeans, and after it's to the jeans, then I'll sublimate right onto the patch that's already on the jeans, if that makes sense. So go ahead, and I'm gonna do the heat bond, and I'm just looking for the wrapper. Oh, here it is. I wanted to show you the wrapper. So this is what the wrapper looks like, and that's for the sticky paper that's going to go on the back. So I need to cut a piece that's a little bit larger. So I had already cut for the square, but I don't know where I put it. Going around. Okay. So that's that. There we have it, and then that'll go on the back like that, then to the jeans, then the sublimation. So we're going to set that one over there, and we'll do the same thing for the other two. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we just want to put this on here, and it says only to leave it on for like a couple of seconds, like 8 seconds. 1 second. So that seems like it was more than 8. Same thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Just putting it over there so it can cool. Okay. So, what was the first one? I think it was a square. Let's see. Okay. So if you see the little bit of the shininess. We had the paper side on the outside. You see a little shininess. So this is ready to go onto the jean. And I let this cool because at first it was kind of still really hot and wanted to come up. So that's that. Let's see how this gonna work. Let's see. So what I was thinking was I want the big design on this side. Yeah, see, that's much better. Okay. There's just some on the side. Just peeled it off. Okay, so I kind of want this sort of up by the pocket, but like on the leg, right there. So even if it's like a longer shirt, you can still see it. So kind of like right there, but angled. So just I almost feel like I could kill two birds with one stone and actually apply it and put the image on at the same time. So let me just tape that down. Because the heat gonna go through regardless. So that's what I'm thinking. And I almost wonder, should I have all of it on one leg? Let me say about that. Yeah, that might be cute. Yeah, let's do that. So I've laid all of them down, and this is the first patch being pressed, and we're pressing for 60 seconds. We're down to 25 seconds. And then I'm just gonna move it around to the other two. Okay, I just wanna check to see whether we got everything. It looks to be, because I see the full redness here. I see the full design there. Well, actually at the top, it looks like it could use a little bit more right at the top of the image. Let's just do that. Okay, so let's see how they came out. Oh, nice. I'm gonna give it a minute to kind of cool back down like it did before. Because it had more than enough heat to make it stay down. I'm gonna just let it cool to it. cool how it's gonna stay on there. But this is what we have right here, which I just think is too stinking cute. So these are the patches, and that's how it looks with the shirt. So I'm rather pleased with this. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Any suggestions for what I could do differently next time, or just your thoughts on the process overall. Thanks again for watching.